move into our next topic, which I don't even think we know what it is.
We don't know what we're doing.
So, Amy actually had a quick, how did Pennywise become the way he did? That's an interesting question. I think the best way to answer that is to actually go and read the book. The book will actually tell all, and the other one, of course, Weem asked who has read the book, It. I have read the book It long time ago. I got to reread it because it is a classic.
I've read the Wikipedia ad on it, so I kind of got the cliff notes on what happens in the book.
And cliff notes are definitely pretty good. So let's move into our other topic.
We have another topic?
I don't know if we do.
I don't know. Maybe I'll just spend this time to shout out to Weem for those people who are frequent listeners of the show. You're well aware by now that I and Weem and a few other people, including Amy, participate in a game called e-fetting, which literally means we pretend to be wrestlers, we write promos, and we participate in matches, all written on the internet.
And of course, I am somewhat mentioned in it.
You are.
Please tell me I have more lines this time.
You have slightly more lines.
Slightly more lines. Wicked.
So I
feel like an NFL player.
I have recently started writing a weekly series. I have brought the Polo Estrella series that I created last year out of retirement to do a 6-episode series featuring a tournament filled with lovable losers. Captain Fizz, that mask guy, and the man formerly known as Tiger Mask Red, Eli Buchanan, do color commentary during the event.
Please tell me I put him through a table.
You did not put him through a table, and you should be lucky that he does not go up and throw a fireball in your face. You can ask Weem about that. He can, testify.
Fine, he can put me through the table, but at least let me have some chicken at the table.
So I will go off and I'll say big shout out to Weem for helping me. He wrote one of the matches this past week. And this week, his character, Jacob Hammerstein, will be taking on Jan Van Roost. I don't even know if I'm pronouncing that name right.
I say Captain Fizz gets in the ring next episode. I'd like to see that. I don't even care if I'm an announcer. In the ring.
And
put me in the ring.
And the main event will
Call me up, coach.
Anna Matthews making her 5th defense of the Polo Estrella medal. She'll be defending it against Lassie Fader. So that should be interesting. I will say this, everyone who participates in this, the first 5 episodes will go on to the main event, the season finale of this.
I say at one point, Senior Napper has to make an appearance. Even if he's napping in the stands, I don't care. Senior Napper has to be there.
Okay.
He's like a...
I will find a way to write Senior Napper into the show. I have been bringing back some of the old Pole Mania alumni to go up and to appear in crowd shots. I kind of stole that idea from what WWE has been doing with some of their stuff on the network with the Cruiserweight Classic and the recently finished Mae Young Invitational. And so I just want to kind of go off and do a shout out. I really appreciate Weem and Anna and all those others who agreed to come and join me on this little adventure here. I know I'm not the greatest writer when it comes to wrestling matches, so I appreciate the fact that you guys haven't all just flipped me off and decided not to participate.
I flip you off all the time.
You do.
On a daily basis. It's exercise. I just sit there, flip my finger up and down, just get the kinks out, little things like that.
Yeah. I know you love me.
It's the important things.
It's the important things in life. This is how guys show affection to each other. Hey, Captain Fizz, you!
And that's kind of a common thing. Everyone says Canadians are this friendly, lovable bunch. How wrong are you? We are evil. Evil people. Just the other day, I saw someone choking a chicken. Given the chicken was already dead and they were kind of gutting it to sell it to people, but they were still choking a chicken.
I will repeat the same thing I told you over the weekend, Amy. If we say Enzo's name 3 more times, will he just disappear? If you guys don't understand, Enzo Amore won the Cruiserweight title over the weekend at WWE No Mercy. Is considered to be, by many fans, to be one of the worst things ever. I don't know why. And he came out dressed as Beetlejuice. And so Amy kind of quipped over the weekend. He says, if we say his name 3 times, will he appear? And so I replied, well, if we say his name 3 more times, will he disappear?
Yeah, and that's a very good theory. I have no clue who the person is, so he would neither appear nor disappear in my eyes, because I probably wouldn't notice him or care or or anything in the bunch.
I actually have to go off and read these comments. My eyes vomited. What the?
I think he was vomiting. His eyes were vomiting at the thought or image of someone choking a chicken. So yeah, I do want to point out. I posted this on Instagram. Most of you guys won't have me on there. I can't even remember my name on there anymore. But I'm on Instagram. I posted a picture yesterday of one of the costumes that I'm going to be wearing to a costume wedding social, which is where I'm going to be first debuting this character, as well as I will be wearing it to C4. Probably on the Sunday, because I realize if I'm going as this character, I should probably have no beard, which ruins my other character. So, you may get to see Heisenberg a little sooner than anticipated.
Okay.
Which means I won't be actually in the costume contest as, Walter White, which kind of sucks.
And yeah, you may end up having to go by yourself on that. I really don't know.
Or I could go as the Riddler with a beard. There's that option. It would look a little weird, but, it would...
You know what? There's a lot of people that go off, they cosplay, and even though the character they're cosplaying doesn't have a beard, they still have a beard. So you could probably get away with it. I think they're more concerned about the costume itself as opposed to what your facial hair.
True. And I really do want to enter the costume contest dressed as Heisenberg from Breaking Bad. I actually started watching the show last night, and I realized I look way too much like him. It's eerie. So I have this urge to, make meth and kill people. I'm kidding, obviously, but maybe I'm not.
Maybe you're not.
You'll never know.
But I mean, I've never seen the show, but judging from what I've heard about it, it's a real interesting study into humanity, and where you go off and you start down a single path, and where one bad decision after another will eventually lead you to.
Yeah, and that's pretty much a story of life. One decision dictates, 10 other decisions. Do I turn left? No, keep going straight. Well, now I have to do a U-turn. And then, I turned the wrong way.
There we go.
So, it's like an endless thing. I really should bring up my other wonderful altercation in this wonderful, wonderful city.
Do tell. You know what? We're kind of flying by the seat of our pants on this one, so you might as well keep going.
Yeah, why not? Let's just bury myself while I'm at it. So, anyways, anyone who knows me, and I really kind of hope you don't know me because I'm kind of a dick.
You are, but that's why we love you.
I take the bus everywhere. And I'm also one of those people who, if I notice something wrong or stupid or downright pathetic, I'm probably going to call you out on it. So anyways, I was getting on a bus, and there was this elderly woman in a wheelchair, her mentally handicapped son. I've seen them around for years now. Very, very sweet people, but he was having difficulty pulling her onto the bus. So as they're trying to get around the corner, and they're very small, tight corners, I've bumped into everything going through, but usually I've been drinking, so that's kind of, expected. But so as he's struggling to pull her around the corner, the bus driver decides that in his idea, this is a genius idea, that, I'll rush them along by lifting up the ramp. So basically at one point the ramp was resting against her feet, and luckily he stopped, but he would lower it, raise it, lower it, raise it, and he would do that for a good minute or so. I'm irritated because it's kind of disgraceful. Plus, I come from a background where I have had family members who were in wheelchairs. I have friends, really, really good friends of mine who are in wheelchairs, and I would never want to see anyone being treated like this. So, me being a genius, and someone who stands out for people who can't possibly stand up for themselves, or maybe are afraid to, which is most people nowadays.
Yep.
I merely pointed out to the bus driver that next time he should wait for the woman to get on the bus before he lifts up the ramp so he doesn't appear to be a dick. Apparently that was a bad thing to say. Don't point out truth or honesty or
call someone a dick.
Or call someone a dick, whether or not they're actually being one. Apparently that's a no-no. Don't fault someone for being wrong. We must coddle them and accept it. So he proceeded to call me out in the middle of the bus and asked me to repeat what I said. So me, not backing down, basically informed him that he was being a dick, and I was proceeded to ask to get off his bus. Now, let me remind people here. Bus drivers don't own the buses. The buses are paid for and continuously paid for by the public. Therefore, the public owns the property that he drives.
It's public transportation.
So, anytime a bus driver wants to treat someone like this and you call him out, don't back down. Don't stop believing in what you think is right. Because 95% of the time, what you think is right is right. And to second guess yourself or to change your opinion or anything else to that extent, you are admitting the other person is right and you are wrong. And I think that's what too many people are very common to do nowadays, is they'll call out something that they don't agree with, that they don't, that they know is wrong, and enough public opinion will convince them to change their mind and accept things as they are.
That seems, without going too much into detail, we're seeing a lot of that right now. And I won't go into details. For those people out there who, are aware of some of the things that are happening locally in our world, you guys know what I'm talking about without me going in there. And, whether you kind of agree with it or you don't agree with it, there's definitely, it seems like if you are not with this issue, you are being mocked and being told that you are wrong and how dare you not go off and support what we believe. And it's, and whether you agree, I think it's kind of moronic to go off and to be doing this, to go off and to be shaming people for not agreeing with your opinion.
Well, yeah, basically what it is we as humans are being forced to, give up our morals, give up our way of believing, our way of faith, all these different things, just to join the mob mentality of everybody else. And, there's so many things that could be said with this without publicly pointing fingers, but there are so many people out there who have the perfect platform to reach, millions of people and do good. And they use that platform to instead do, harm and negativity and damage to possibly perfect moment, to